Welcome to the Konglish Talk podcast, a chill talk show brought to you by some States girl and Korean guy living in Korea. My name is Leah.
And I'm Diaz. And today's topic is mosquitoes in Korea. Especially. Summer is coming.
Yeah, I would say that summer is here already. Today was fucking hot.
Yeah, I know. Don't forget to follow us and set the alarm. You can find us on the Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Popbang, and YouTube. Woo.
I just want to say that the mosquitoes in Korea are like, you know the story, the nuclear power plant tragedy, Chernobyl?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like something happened, nuclear thing went wrong and got into the DNA of the mosquitoes in Korea, because they're just on a whole other level than what I've had to deal with in the States.
You guys rarely see mosquitoes, and they are usually just very easy to catch and shoo those mosquitoes away easily because your weather is not that hot.
Yeah.
But in Korean, we always say that we have a 4 season as a very positive way, but you know what? The thing is, exactly, in winter we are fucking cold and dry, and summer we are fucking hot and humid. That's what we call 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like I'll say, like, from where I'm at in the US, the Ohio area, especially if you're like near Lake Erie or something, because there's, water, you're going to see more mosquitoes. So don't get me wrong. I had to deal with mosquitoes, and, I've gone camping before, and, being outside at night, you have to put bug spray on with the mosquitoes and stuff. But I don't know why here it just feels like they're more invasive, and I don't know. It might be, yes, because, like, the summers here are a lot more humid and it lasts a lot longer. I'm not kidding you. These fuckers will not die. It's like end of November and it's cold and you still see them and you're like, why aren't you dead? Like, it's insane. But it also might contribute to, I live in a one-room apartment, so if there's a mosquito in here, it feels more invasive than if I was in a bigger apartment, I guess. Like, I can't really hide from them. Like, I can just feel their presence more.
Well, as a person who lives in the apartment, I think I cannot find any kind of difference, like living in the one room or something like that.
Okay.
Well, anyway, you will see mosquitoes and... Okay, so when you went to the camping, and you might see the more bigger mosquitoes and more slower, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But as the one biologist called Darwin said, that the more adaptive, the more survive, and the more strong.
Yes.
Right? Those mosquitoes in the cities are like, they became more small and sneaky so that they can survive from all the human beings. And you know what? Humans developed the chemical sprayers called pesticide, and in Korea we have a lot of them, like F-Killer, Homemade, blah blah blah. And you can also spray or plug in and do whatever you want. But, those mosquitoes started to have some kind of like an immune system for those chemical things. So sometimes they don't die even you spray to them for like 10 seconds. Seriously.
That's freaking insane.
Or the spray doesn't work.
Yeah, there's like a whole mosquito wall at Daiso and other places just because it's so pervasive here.
Mm-hmm. And you can also find a tent for your home.
A tent for your home?
I mean, the tent that you can deploy to evacuate from. Well, it's not evacuate. It's kind of like isolating yourself from mosquitoes.
Really? Okay, so the only thing I saw is that there's like, of course I have a plug-in by my wall. We'll get into it. we'll get into it. It's what inspired this today's episode. But but I saw that there's like the home mates that you can put on the floor. So you could probably put it in like the middle of the room or something that is supposed to keep mosquitoes away, but I didn't see the tent one.
And you know what? I saw news that a laboratory developed a DNA revised mosquito that can extinct all mosquitoes who's having sex. So, I mean, they did.
Oh my god.
Well,
I don't know if mosquitoes are important to the supply chain. Maybe they are for spiders, but I wouldn't mind if they were gone.
So yeah, as I said, you can buy some spray thingies in Korean and plug thingy, and well, there's a mosquito smoke called 모기향, and but that's for the outdoor ones.
Oh,
if you use that inside your home, you will die. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how you use that. So it's kind of like the spinal thingy.
Oh, I think I've seen pictures of that.
Mm-hmm. And the green one, what you need to do is just light it up with your lighter, and if you just deploy it somewhere outside, and the mosquito will go away from that smoke, because that contains some chemical things similar as cigarettes. So,
oh wow,
don't use that inside your home.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, well, that is so strong. I know you guys might find that a lot when you go to the outdoor restaurant in Korean, because they use that to let those mosquitoes and those bugs away from the restaurant to make their restaurant clean.
I know that, like, even in the summers in the US, I don't really, I mean, if we were outside or something like that, a lot of people would buy those lights that would attract them, and then it would zap, and then it would zap them. Kind of like moths. They would use it for moths, too. And then we would have the spray. But I don't really remember having to battle a mosquito in my house that much, to be honest. Like, I don't really remember waking up in the US and like and I was bitten a lot by a mosquito because it was in my room or in the house or something. Like, I don't really remember having to deal with that. They mostly stayed outside. Of course they can come inside, but I didn't remember it being as big of a deal as it has been here in Korea, with it coming in and just like attacking you in your sleep. Like, whenever I bought my homemate that I'm keeping beside my bed now, it plugs into the wall and it lets out like a scent that makes the mosquitoes not want to go near you. Mm-hmm. All of the reviews on there were like, oh, I got this because it was biting my baby and like all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I'm sure like if you live in Florida or like, you know, a more humid part of the US, then I'm sure you may empathize more. But I just like, for me, it's like, I don't know. It's a little bit of a shock having to deal with that.
Well, I think mosquito is kind of like a really equalist. They just bite everything. They don't care about man and woman. They don't care about the baby and the elder. They don't care if you're gay or lesbian. They just bite everything. Yeah. They see. They are the real equalist.
I talked to my boyfriend about it, and he said the only good point about mosquitoes is that they don't, like the Korean mosquitoes, is that they don't carry malaria or anything. Like, they don't carry the diseases that you may find in mosquitoes that are in some parts of South America or in Africa. So he's like, that's like the only good point. Fast forward a couple weeks later, and I'm telling DS, I'm like, listen, I gotta start buying some mosquito stuff. I have to prepare. Like, it's almost June. I shit you not. 3 days later, maybe I'm a prophet. 3 days later, I had to kill six mosquitoes in my room. I was freaking out. I was
in one day.
Out. In one, yeah, it was at once. It was all at once, and they were on my ceiling, and I was freaking out. I was like, where did all of them come from? I don't know where all of them came from. It was really freaking me out, and I was like almost crying because it was freaking me out so much. And you know, they hide in in different places, so I didn't know if they were hiding. I didn't have spray at the time, so I couldn't just spray them, so I had to catch them all, like, by tissue, and that takes forever. And I called DS crying because I didn't want to be alone.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that's the reason why we chose this topic.
Yeah.
Can I tell this?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so, yeah. 3 days ago, she called me, and she said that, hey, DS, well, I called it, hey, DS situation, because whenever she has something, or she has some trouble, she always starts, hey, DS, and she just called me, and she said, okay, I don't know why, but this is still May, and I can see the mosquitoes, and I will say, welcome to Korea.
Yeah.
And she also said, well, I'm trying to buy those natural mosquito spray, and
it was cinnamon spray.
Yeah, cinnamon spray. Yeah. And she also said that my boyfriend said that he just said that he didn't use that, so he doesn't know about it, and that was it. And
he was no help. He was no help.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Don't kill me. Anyway,
if you're listening, you were no help.
So, I said that, okay, Leah, listen. If that really worked, no laboratory will hire those chemistry masters and doctors to their company or laboratory to develop those chemical mosquito pesticide and sprays and those electronical machine. And there's also a reason why people use all chemical things to kill mosquitoes in Korean.
Yeah.
So, she ordered a electronic device, the smoker.
So,
okay.
And so DS and a couple of my friends had given me some useful advice on how mosquitoes come into your house, because it's not only, they might come in through cracks in the window, which you can at Daiso buy, like, net covers. So, like, if you have a bigger hole in your screen by your window, you can cover it up, you can patch it up. But, and, sometimes they come in through the door. Even if you quickly close it, they just swoop in. Like, but
and
there's another way.
Yeah. But mostly in Korean, you have to be careful with the bathroom drain.
Yes.
And if you're living in an apartment, has a balcony, and you have to check the balcony drain too. Yeah,
and I didn't really know about them coming up through the shower drain pipe or anything like that, so I haven't had a cover on my bathroom drain, and DS was like, dude, you gotta get some sort of cover to put on top of it, like when you're not showering, because they don't come up, they're not gonna come up when you're showering because there's hot water going through, but when you're done, you need to put some sort of cover on it. So I went to Daiso and I got like a silicone. At least at the Daiso that I went to, there wasn't like a set shower. There wasn't a special shower drain cover when I went to Daiso. But there was like a silicone kind of mat. And I just put that over the drain. It's big enough. I just put that over the
I think this is all for this week, and we're gonna see you on not next week, because I won't be here for my test. The finals. Okay, she will be in charge for like next 2 or 3 weeks, because finals, and I have to present it for my finals too.
Yeah, I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes. I will hopefully be posting that soon. Getting used to a new video editor I have, and all of that good stuff. So hopefully I'll be putting out something independently soon, working on that. So stay tuned.
She'll gonna see you on next week, and I'm gonna see you on next month, maybe.
Next month.